All right, so for this question, it says calculate values of the next four terms generated by the recursive formula. I disagree that that's a recursive formula. It's got a recursive element, but it's also got an explicit element to it because it's a function of the previous term, but also of the position. Okay, so for me, what's important in the question is just if careless errors is your biggest mistake here. So we've got our formula over there. Okay, and right, and we've got term 1 is equal to 1. And we've got to generate the next four terms. So the first thing we have to do is what's going to happen when n is equal to 1. So if you go to your formula that you're given and you replace n is equal to 1, wherever you say n, replace it with 1. Okay, and we're going to end up, so replace n with equal to 1, and we get term 2 is equal to a half term 1 squared, replacing every n plus 4, negative 1, replace n with 1. Okay, right, so now we've just got to replace term 1 with its value, which is 1. Okay, so we end up with term 2 is equal to a half times term 1, which is 1, plus 5 times 1 squared plus 4 times minus 1 to the 1. Okay, which is, so we end up just term 2 is equal to a half. 5 plus 4 is 9, square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so hang on. Okay, right, it's minus 1 to the 1, which is minus 1, sorry. So I get term 2 is equal to 5 plus minus 4, which is 1 squared, and I end up with term 2 is equal to 1. So now I know what term 2 is. So in the next part of the sum, we're working with when n is equal to 2 and subbing it into that formula. So when n is equal to 2, I get term 3 is equal to a half. You're replacing every n with 2, so it becomes term 2 plus 5 times term 2 squared plus 4 times minus 1 to the n, and n in this case is 2. Right, so I've got term 3 is equal to a half. I know that term 2 is 1, so I just replace term 2 with 1, plus square root of 5 times 1 squared plus 4, negative 1 squared is 1, so plus 4. So I get 5 plus 4 is 9, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 half times 4, and I should end up with term 3 is equal to 2. Right, so now I've got term 3. Now I'm working with, okay, n is equal to 3. And when n is equal to 3, I replace every n with 3. I get term 4 is equal to half term 3 plus 5 times term 3 squared. Okay, but we know that term 3 is equal to 2. So I get term 4 is equal to a half 2 term 3 plus 5 times, okay, term 3 is 2, 2 squared plus 4, okay, times minus 1 cubed, which is just 4 times minus 1. So 20 minus 4 is 16, square root of 16 is 4. Okay, and 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 times a half should give us a value of term 4 is equal to 3. Okay, and the last one, when n is equal to 4, we're going to end up with term 5 is equal to a half. Place every n with 4. You're going to follow the same pattern, and you should get term 5 is equal to 5. Okie dokie.